Hey guys, it's Dotson here with another low poly Panda video. We're 2 weeks away from F122's release, so it's time to get up to speed so you know what to expect. First up, let's talk about what's new. New cars for one. 18-inch wheels, ground effects, cars that can actually follow closely. Unless you're in a Ferrari, then it's probably likely your engine's going to blow up. Sorry, Charles. There's new tracks, and yeah, I said tracks with an S. Miami is here as the new track. Major changes, however, are coming to Abu Dhabi, Spain, and Australia. And there is some talk about some DLC tracks that might be coming a little bit later on. Also new are sprint races. Even though they were part of F1 last year, they weren't in the game. They're now currently at all 3 races, and you can do them at any race on a Grand Prix weekend outside of your career mode. In my team, you'll see a lot of the same from the last 2 years, down to the building and backgrounds. But now, you have to add in pit crew performance as an improvable aspect. Now, pit crews actually can make errors in the game, and you have to be able to improve their pit stop time. You also can, if you want, totally optional. They have 2 different modes for it. You can either do a broadcast one or an immersive one, and your pit stops you might actually have to turn into the pit at a correct time in order to get that better pit stop time. You can also do the same thing for your starts. If you line up on a formation lap, you can do it manually, or you can just watch it happen like you're watching a broadcast. You do get some new customization. I mean, you'll see a lot of the same from the last 2 years, but there's new car customization options that allow for, matte and glossy and metallic paint. Not available on your helmet, though, unfortunately. There is a nice little button that should have been in there, going back many, many years, for copy color. Now, when you get that hue just right, you can just select it on your copy color, and that can carry over to your gloves, your suit, your helmet, your car, your team. Everything can get copied with that. Up new this year is also an engineer. Finally, it's a real-life McLaren engineer using a real headset, so it sounds a lot more realistic. Sorry, Jeff, you're fired. There's new practice programs, and by that I mean it's got a little bit of a different visual on it. Track acclimatization is more opaque, and quali, I wouldn't say it's new, but there's a new meter that shows you a graph, kind of like AWS does during the real race. So you got a better idea of where you're at on a given lap. The big, and I say this with air quotes, the big new feature is F1 Life. Now, F1 Life I don't think is going to be that big of a deal. It's kind of like a social space where you see yourself at the main menu in a little customized area. It's a way for them to grab money. Everything costs Pitcoin. You get a few things unlocked through the pit pass, and I guess it's just a way to flush out microtransactions for them. The big thing that they did add with F1 Life, though, is supercars. So now they have Pirelli Hot Laps, and you could take any of your F1 supercars out on those Pirelli Hot Laps. Or during the career mode, there's also different challenges that'll get brought to you, kind of like invitational events were in 2020. You purchase these cars by getting tokens, and the tokens are gotten through challenges, which are effectively, hey, drive so many miles or so many hours in an F1 car, an F2 car. Essentially, you're just going to get them all by playing the game. Nothing is gated except for the 2 safety cars, which are drivable, but you can only drive them if you have the Champions Edition. For the events themselves under Pirelli Hot Laps, you have Drift, which is self-explanatory. You get X amount of seconds to hit a specific score on a bunch of different tracks. There's Autocross, which allows you to go through gates, kind of like track acclimatization, but you get a point addition, time addition, for hitting cones on the edge of the gates. There's a Rival Duel, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 1v1 race against another car. And then you have your average speed zone, a la Forza Horizon. You're just trying to hit a high average speed across a few tracks. From first look, it looks like there's about 22, 23 different tracks that have these, with about 2 on each track. So you're looking at 40 plus different instances where you can run these, and you're just going for a gold, silver, or bronze score on them. The supercars that are included are the Aston Martin DB11 AMR and Aston Martin Vantage F1 Edition, the Ferrari Roma and F8 Tributo, the McLaren 720S and Arturo, and the Mercedes AMG GTR Pro and GT Black Series. Like I said earlier, the 2 safety cars are also in there from Aston Martin and Mercedes, but those are only if you get the Champions Edition. The other little part of F1 Life is the customization. On top of the characters, you customize your home a little bit. You get 15 trophy slots to show off and 6 supercar slots that you can show off the cars. There's tons of clothes and merch, and you have a little bit of different items to put in your home: couches, tables, lamps, things like that. It's effectively your home screen, and that's about it. When you join your friends online, you join their home. I wish it was a little more related to the career, though. Like, hey, you got a 15 mil a year contract with Ferrari. Here's a Ferrari F8. You can swap your house out depending on how you're doing, Or maybe you're living in a little flat in Great Britain because you're driving for Williams. Or you have a nice apartment in Monaco or a massive house in Switzerland. If they're going to keep it, it'd be nice to have it a little expanded, although honestly I don't think it's that necessary. Right now you just see it as a lobby when joining multiplayer or viewing another player's profile. But nothing when you're playing your career or my team. Why not let us customize the factory for my team, or my driver home in my career with some driver gear from that team? Kind of like NHL does. There is VR support coming, only for PC so far. Hopefully PSVR 2 will get some support when it drops. What else we got? Let's talk about what's missing. Still no red flags. Simple thing that should be in a game. I think it was in 2012, 2013, something like that. It's been a while, but they haven't been in since. And then we also lost the story mode. Breaking Point was a new addition last year, and it was a pretty good way to acclimatize yourself into the game and into F1, and apparently they just didn't have time to develop it for this one. Unconfirmed-wise, we might be able to do my team as co-op multiplayer based on some screenshots that have come out so far, but I wouldn't count on it. I feel that's a mode they'd flaunt if it was available. There have been some rumblings about DLC tracks coming, and then we know that there is cross-platform support confirmed, but we're not sure when. We'll find out more details, but hopefully this is enough to make your decision on whether or not you're going to hop in. The game releases in 2 weeks on June 28th if you have the Champions Edition, or on July 1st for everyone else. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the track.